Welcome to my family kitchen. This is my son Samuel, and he will be living here with 5 flatmates next year. And this is my son Jack. He's been fending for himself for the last 3 years after being in halls for 1 year. So he knows about bulk cooking. Now I've just found some recipes that I think Samuel will enjoy. So teriyaki chicken, mac and cheese with some ham and vegetables added in. A bolognese sauce that he can use to make spag bowl or lasagna, and lamb chicken, because he loves those foods. So we're going to make 4 things that Sam can put into his freezer containers that I bought him, and with rice he'll be able to come home after a busy day at uni, heat up his dinner that he already made, and he won't starve to death or live on air fryer chicken nuggets. So enjoy. Now usually James, my lovely son Jack, he would have pancetta and he'd have a sofrito of celery and carrots, because he knows how to make ragu alla bolognese properly, or bolognese sauce. But we're just doing the quick, fast beginner cook version.
You just kind of want it. You want it to be
much faster.
The pan to be wet. Like you don't want the onions to be on. See how it's at the bottom? You can kind of see that it's there's some oil there. That's how you know there's the right amount. And since the garlic's crushed, I'm just going to add it a little bit later because it doesn't need as long to. So we're doubling this, eh? So we need to put 4 cloves. So probably be about 2 of these spoons.
Yeah. So if you get a bulb of garlic from the supermarket, each of the sections, like a segment of a mandarin, each of those segments is a clove.
Okay.
So you would have to peel all the skin off, and then you would put it into here.
Or just use a knife to cut it.
And then you would crush it. Or you can just use a knife like Jack does, and you kind of use the side of the knife and you crush it. But this is much easier and this is realistic.
You just want them to kind of soften. Okay, so we're going to add the mince now, so you can do that, Sam. I'll just grab a knife and just pierce it. Turns it up to 8. And add it in.
How much?
All of it, yeah.
What about the
Oh, I hadn't realised this packet.
Yeah, that's
take that off. I've got it up to 8 now. You want to use the wooden spoon and you want to break up the mince.
Okay.
And just gradually cook it till it's browned. Cooks. Yep, that looks good. Make sure you're just keeping the fry pan on the heat.
So earlier Jack showed Sam how to measure it, how much rice you need, and how to wash it so that the water's all cloudy, and then wash it until the water's not cloudy anymore. And he made 4 cups because it's going to do 8 meals. So I've just cooked it in here, and it's on warm. So while they're cooking, I'm just going to spoon the rice evenly, because before you freeze something, it needs to cool completely. So I'll do that to help him out. I bought different containers, but the main thing about them is that they're freezer safe, and they're microwave safe, and they're also dishwasher safe, because realistically that's where these dishes need to go.
So we've added the stock cubes, and now we're adding the tomatoes. Oh no, in time as well.
I don't think we have time.
Be saying it. And I'm just going to turn up the heat slightly and bring it to the boil, and then once it's to the boil I'm going to reduce it to low, and then we can just leave that simmering.
Yep.
So now we've got everything in here, and we've just got it on a low heat simmering away to let it reduce and thicken. So while that's simmering away, we're going to make another recipe, and this one's teriyaki chicken. So I'm going to dice the chicken, and while I'm doing that, Sam's going to prepare the sauce. I'm just dicing the chicken into cubes, and I'm going to coat it in some corn flour just to help it get that nice crust while cooking.
Right now I'm making the teriyaki chicken sauce, and I've currently put in the corn flour and the soy sauce, and I'm mixing it until there's no lumps before I add the water. I just added the honey to get it some extra flavour, and now I'm going to add the white wine vinegar and some garlic powder, as well as ginger.
And I'm just cooking this in some sesame oil. Oh, it's not quite hot enough. It wasn't quite hot enough. You want to hear a sizzle as you add it, and the chicken, I didn't quite pat it dry enough as well. You can see that kind of still looks a bit wet.
Yeah.
You want it to be nice and dry. I'm just cooking it until it's got like a golden color on the outside. It'll probably take 7 or 8 minutes. And so we're storing it in these containers, which we're going to freeze. And then when it comes time for you to eat it, Sam, I'll just put it in the fridge maybe like a day before, and then it'll defrost, and then you can just microwave it. And if you forget, you can just microwave it straight from frozen. It'll just take longer. But from a food safety perspective, that's fine. Yeah. Because you just want to avoid foods basically sitting between 5 and 60 degrees. So it's good for them to be really hot or really cold.
Yeah. The sauce, I added some garlic powder, some ginger paste, and some chili flakes.
I'm just flipping this chicken now that it's nice and golden on that one side. Yeah, so when I cook teriyaki chicken, I just flip it once rather than constantly stirring it. So that will come later when we add the sauce. And then it just makes your life easier to clean up as you go, so putting away the ingredients you've used and doing the dishes as well. Now that we've got that nice golden color on both sides, we're going to add the sauce in. So add the sauce. And just keep cooking the chicken and the sauce to finish it off, because you can see the chicken still needs a little bit more to cook. Yeah. Add it in. And the sauce has corn flour in it already, which should help it thicken up nicely. And that will kind of be the cue for when the sauce is ready, is when it's the thickness that we want. And with the bolognese, I've just been keeping an eye on it and giving it a stir every 5 minutes or so. So you can see how the sauce is starting to thicken. I'm just going to turn down the heat slightly. And like the bolognese, we're just going to let that reduce, and just want to make sure that all the chicken's cooked through. So I'm going to find probably one of the bigger bits of chicken, because you know that if the biggest bit's cooked through, then everything else will be. So we're just going to divide the chicken amongst the pre-prepared rice, and then top with some sesame seeds as a garnish. So meanwhile, the bolognese is still simmering away, and we're going to cook some frozen green beans to add to the teriyaki chicken, and then move on to making a butter chicken as well. This bolognese is almost ready, and so soon we'll make the butter chicken in that fry pan.
So I'm just patting down the chicken with a paper towel to get rid of all the nasty juices on the chicken that you can see.
When dicing the onions, a lot of people will just fully cut off the both ends, but if you leave the root end of the onion until the last minute, then it holds it all together and allows you to dice it a bit easier. Just cooking off these onions first in some oil, and then we're going to add the chicken and a bit of garlic as well. So I'm just bringing some water to the boil for the pasta, and I've got a good amount of salt in there so that the pasta will come out nice and flavorful.
Giving the chicken a little bit of a stir here before I add the sauce, just making sure that's fully cooked. So the chicken's pretty much cooked through, so now I'm going to add the spices. So I've got my curry powder. So my second spice is the garam masala, and I'm just going to sort of estimate how much. And these.
Yeah, this is green.
And butter pop.
So that's about right.
So now I've added the condensed tomato soup, some potatoes, as well as some cream, just in with everything else. I'm just giving it a good mix. So I've just added some frozen vegetables, and I'm just coating them in the sauce while I let it simmer, just to really heat them up.
I'm going to take over with showing Sam how to make mac and cheese, just from the Edmonds cookbook, but we will be adding in a 3-veg mix and chopped ham, just so that it's a more balanced meal. And I'll be finishing off the spaghetti. Half of the bolognese is for the spaghetti, and half of it is for lasagna. And the good thing about teaching you how to make mac and cheese is that the cheese sauce that you use to make mac and cheese, we'll just use that same cheese sauce to make the lasagna. I bought this weekly planner so that we can start taking turns with making dinner and practicing, and if the flat wants to use it next year they can. And I've even got containers with names on it so that each person can put their fridge things in, and then the rest is communal. And I cleared out this cupboard. Samuel's pull-out drawer is at the bottom, and then everyone's got their own section and then a communal one. And I moved the sauces and things up to there, and the spices are all in here. So those are for everybody to use. Thank you for watching our cooking video. And as you can see, Sam is having one of his meals. The rule is, when you're doing bulk cooking, have lunch first and then do it. And if anyone around you is trying to steal, say no.